Probably when I dropped that baby in the pool. Dude, a bee landed on me.
What?
Mm-hmm. What?
Mm-hmm. Childhood memories. Most embarrassing.
Do you know yours?
I don't. Not right now. I have to think about it. I tried to think about it.
Probably when I dropped that baby in the pool. Dude, a bee landed on me. A big old fucking wasp landed on me.
That's horrible.
So funny.
It was a hot day.
funny.
That
It
baby
was so
needed
scary.
a dip in the pool.
Oh
trip to the
my
spa.
god.
That baby needed some fucking
Wow.
refreshment. It was in the water
So
for like 5 seconds.
It.
Literally, and then
Not she. It.
Who's
the mom.
baby?
It was.
What did this so? Damn, I'm sorry.
It happens.
Right. It happened.
It is
The
what
baby
it
was
is.
literally underwater for maybe 5 seconds. That's literally what they do to teach babies how to swim. So kill me.
Yeah.
I don't care. You pay people to do that. I did it for free. You're welcome.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like,
Yeah, that's a
it
that's a good
happens.
one. I don't know. I don't really know.
We're working here.
Don't talk to her.
I don't really know. Girl. Can't wait to edit all of that out. Bitch, you're making my job harder. Yeah. So shut the fuck up.
Where's her rock candy?
I don't know.
Rock candy?
Yeah, she got a bark box and it came
Oh.
with, it was like a
I was like,
Valentine's thing.
rock candy? A dog can have rock candy?
No.
I know. I was like, don't you think that would be like really bad for their fucking teeth?
No, it's a toy.
Can we talk about how fucking expensive like gym memberships are? Like,
Oh,
why is
yeah, that's
Anytime
just
Fitness
ridiculous.
Literally
And
$30
they're-
a fucking month.
They're such a fucking liar. Like fucking Planet Fitness. Oh, $10. You put $10 down or $1 down and it's $10 a month. They're such a fucking liar because there's a $60 annual fee that you have to pay.
Oh, is it really?
Yes, so you're paying
Ooh.
that 12 months of $10, $120 plus the $60. You're paying $180.
What the fuck?
Like that's a lie.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that's how
crazy.
they get you because like, well, you know, you should just go to Planet Fitness, and I was like, it's just $10 a month, and he was like, yeah, but there's like a $60 like annual fee, and I was like,
why when you're
That's
already paying for
insane.
it?
why do they put it in the fine print?
Oh, of
That's
course
why you
they
don't
do.
see it because they just they want to get everybody. Oh, it's just $10 a month, but it's not.
But even it being like $10 a month is like crazy.
That's
literally,
more
and you
than-
don't get any access to anything, just the gym. Like you don't have the tanning beds, you don't have anything else that like Planet Fitness has to offer. That's
Mhm.
it.
I know.
The black cards, no. Like that is just so stupid to me. No, and even like with the 25, you still have to pay that fucking $60 annual fee. So what the
Dude,
fuck?
That is so
Mhm.
fucking.
And that's even more.
Stupid.
No, I can't. No, like I would rather just build my own gym and have it for the rest of my life than ever waste
Yeah.
the money
Literally.
No, I get that.
to go to the gym. I'm sorry, no.
No, it's fucking stupid.
She gonna have to call me later. 'Cause I'm in the middle of something.
I'm working.
I'm working, bitch.
I'm at work.
But what I thought would be a nice idea was to read. These are my favorite things to read all the time. Am I the Assholes?
Bro, I love.
And having
love
us
it.
decide, like, read like 2 or 3 of them and have us decide, like, are you the asshole or are you not? So I do have a couple that I pulled up already.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay. So this one is called Am I the Asshole for Exposing My Mom's Lifelong Grudge Against Me Because I Was Born on the Wrong Day?
Wait a minute. I need the backstory of it.
What?
That's why I got the backstory. I'm 21 and it says male, the middle child of 5 siblings, and I have always knew my mom treated me very differently from the rest of my siblings. It caused my parents' marriage to end because my dad made it very clear he wouldn't tolerate her being so different with me. Fucking props to dad.
Dad.
Oh my god, like pop off. Says this was after he tried to figure out why she was so different with me. A few close family knew and said it was PPD from when she had me. Postpartum depression.
Postpartum
I
depression.
was like,
That apparently only affected her ability to bond with me and not any of my 4 siblings, just me, the middle kid. I have a sibling 1 year younger than me, and she bonded with her just fine. I was a teenager when I got into a fight with my mom one day, and she accused me of always hating her and never wanting her to be happy. I asked her what the fuck she meant by that, and she told me that I had to come on the one day she had other plans, that it was bad enough I was overdue when I was born. But I prevented her from reading a book that released that day that she had made plans to read months in advance. What the
You think having your kid is more important?
That's
than reading a
crazy.
book?
Like, you can't read the book after?
She
You can't read the book while like you are taking care of the
That's
child.
fucking insane.
That's insane.
That's
Yeah,
insane. So she told me I had to be born that day, so she was too tired to read it on the release day, and she was weeks behind. She said I couldn't even be born normally like my siblings, and I was a C-section baby. She told me it fucked her plans so bad, and I never seemed to care.
Why the fuck? Okay, this fucking kid couldn't even.
I wasn't even
recollect what
born.
was going on?
I wasn't
How
even
did I
born.
know?
How was I? Yes, I chose that before I could
Right,
choose anything.
Because you chose to have unprotected sex.
oh my god.
Then she mentioned how much I cried when she was around and how good I did with my dad. She said I made her seem like she was such a monster, and none of my siblings were like that. She told me I clearly always wanted to come between her and dad. She was pretty serious about it too. She said I started fucking her over the day I was born. Wow.
She said this to him?
Yeah.
Fuck.
It really shocked me when she told me all this. At first, I didn't want to believe it. Dad and I even did a DNA test around that time because we were like, maybe she's making up a dumb reason so we don't know that she cheated. But I am definitely my dad's kid. DNA confirmed it. My relationship with my mom is as bad as the day I was born. Apparently, I get a hard time from some family friends and extended family members who see me not being close with my mom as being shitty to her for no reason. They put the bad relationship on me, and at my grandparents' house on Saturday, I got so tired of the comments and mom sneering at me the whole time that I exposed what she said to me when I was a teenager and the blame she put on me for being born the wrong day for our bad relationship. Mom half admitted it because she got so angry she verbally lashed out at me. It created a shit show, and some family members think I made a big deal of nothing, but others were disgusted with Mom. She told me I was wrong to expose her like that. Mom told me I had no business doing that. So I ask, am I the asshole?
No, dude.
Absolutely
Fuck
fucking
you.
not.
You stood your ground.
Are you joking?
No,
in
dude.
the fact that people who are supposed to be like your family or like your family friends
Yeah.
are putting that blame, which you were in fetus, like you were a fetus, like
Yeah.
like you can't make choices when you're not alive,
Right, like,
or you know what I,
Like when you're not out.
when you're not out and about. You can't even make decisions until you're probably about 3 years old. Like, that's crazy. I can't believe
Common
that.
sense doesn't click in until you're like 4 or 5.
And like, did it say? I don't remember if you said this, but did it say anything about like what his siblings thought? Did it say anything about that?
no.
That would be
It didn't
that
give
would be
any
interesting
perspective off
because
of
like
that.
I wonder if they're like, oh yeah, fuck that kid, or like,
Yeah,
are they like, yeah, mom's a dick to you? Like, what do they think?
yeah, like, that to me is so irrational. Just, how do you expect a child to fucking know?
That's literally untreated.
Like,
unmedicated
that's
PCOS.
your problem. Oh, well, it put me weeks behind from reading it. Well, obviously you weren't gonna read it in a fucking day either. Like,
I don't know what to tell you, Susan.
like, why are you reading a book but not taking care of your newborn baby? Is
no,
my question.
literally, like,
Like,
Why would you rather? I mean,
that's
I
just
get
so ass
postpartum
backwards.
depression and everything, but like,
Yeah, and like
that's crazy.
that's not
Especially since you
postpartum
have
depression though.
2 other kids.
I mean, and
Before
it is true that a
him.
lot of moms don't exactly connect with their children
Right
at
away,
first.
no.
Like, I watched this
Yeah,
girl on
that's
TikTok,
normal.
and she's like, I don't feel that connection with my baby as soon as I have him. She's like, but a couple weeks later I do, and that's normal.
Yeah, it's because you
them.
build
Yeah.
a bond with them.
Right. So it's just like, that's normal.
But holding the grudge until they're
Literally
an
an
adult,
21.
like,
That's
crazy.
ridiculous.
Literally insane.
that's
Like,
crazy to me. Your mom needs help.
And over a fucking book. Like, that better been a goddamn great book.
Dude, it better.
I want to know what book it was.
It better be the fucking Bible.
Twilight or some shit.
Dude,
Twilight.
that's fucking awesome.
She needed to know if Edward and Bella fucked.
Okay, next person is reading one, so you can go.
What is WIBTA?
Would I be the asshole?
Okay.
There's am I the asshole and would I be the asshole?
Okay. Would
Would
I be the asshole? Would I be the asshole for not allowing my father-in-law to keep a toolbox in my house with a lock to specifically keep me from opening it?
Wait a minute. Why is he? Okay, go on.
I think your question will be answered. My wife's parents live far away but often come to visit. My father-in-law is not a handyman, but he likes to do small house projects for my wife when he visits. In the past, when he visits, oh my God, I can't even read right now. He has gotten frustrated by not being able to find tools like screwdrivers and vice grips. What are those?
Whatever.
Vice grips? Grips?
Are they like
Like it says vice grip?
grips? Whatever.
I don't know.
Because they were not put back away
It's okay, Queen.
properly after I used them. This is a very legitimate complaint, as sometimes I get frustrated by myself as well. I have a bit of attentiveness, ADHD, and I often lose tools immediately when I put them down after or even during a project.
Okay.
It's something I try to work on, but it is a constant struggle for me. A few weeks back, I noticed a new toolbox in our basement with a combination lock on it. At first, my wife told me it was hers, but later I learned that it's my father-in-law's. He had gotten some secondhand tools and sent them to my house so he can work on my wife's projects. The lock is there specifically to prevent me from opening the toolbox and using the tools. That's so fucked up. He doesn't want to lose them, I guess, but like... anyways.
I have some thoughts behind
Okay.
this topic, actually.
My wife knows the code, or at least she did at one point. She said she's forgotten it, and I believe her on that point. Where anyone explained to me that he was sending tools and or wanted them kept for his own use on projects. God, people can't type.
I know. I know, that was why it was
Making it
so
even
hard
worse.
to read the other one.
Okay. They just all decided to send this toolbox with a lock to keep me out. I should mention that my wife's parents really love their daughter more than anything in the world and are of the idea that she should make all the decisions and I should just do whatever she tells me. Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't really begrudge their view, but I think this provides some context here.
Yeah.
My initial response was to joke about it, but I'm really not comfortable with this. I appreciate his concerns and am comfortable saying that I simply won't use his tools even if I can't find my own. But having a lock there solely to keep me out of a toolbox in my own home feels very disrespectful. I've expressed these feelings, but both my mother and father-in-law have told me to get over it. Oh,
Baby boomers.
that's crazy. Which I think is not an acceptable response. No, it's not.
Yeah.
I'm trying to avoid a confrontation and or bad feelings or to blow this out of proportion. I don't want him to feel unwelcome or that his handiwork isn't appreciated. But I feel that this lock has to go. Either it needs to be removed or the whole toolbox needs to be shipped back to my father-in-law's house.
I
So,
would just take it and ship it back.
yeah, I would too. Or I would just throw it. I would throw it in a pond. I'm petty. Fuck you. Fuck your tools. So,
I'd change the lock on it.
right.
give it back.
I'd clip it off and get another one. Oh, did you forget it? So would I be an asshole to tell my father-in-law that they can't keep a toolbox in my house that is locked specifically to keep me out? Edit. I just want to clarify / reiterate here. I have no desire or intention to use these tools. I'm certainly willing to commit to him that I won't use his tools. I tend to misplace my own things, but I can make a promise and keep my word to respect his property by not using his tools.
It's because they don't even think of him as a person.
So,
That's crazy.
they really don't.
I'm really double-sided here, and that is only because, one, why are you not fixing your wife's shit? Why are you not being handy?
Well,
Two-
unless he's like trying to and he's just not able to do it to the standard that it needs to be done, and then I would understand that. But
I mean, I guess so, but like,
I think he said he was helping
you
too.
can literally, like, it doesn't matter. Get to that standard. Work harder. Like, that's just the way I look
yeah,
at
I
it.
guess.
But also, like, that's your house. But at the same time, though, if somebody's repeatedly asking me to come over and work at their house and do all this work and blah, 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 because to be honest, half of that house is hers, too.
Yeah.
So she does have the ability to tell her dad, yeah, you can go ahead and keep these here since you're already doing so much work for me anyways on my house. I guess he needs to understand that she owns a part of it, but she also needs to understand that he owns a part of it, and they need to
Right.
treat him like a person.
And he's trying to set a boundary.
Not just get over it. Explain them. Well, you've lost my tools before in the past, and I just, I don't want to keep replacing them.
That's why baby boomers
Simple.
and the older generation don't feel like they have to explain shit
And
to
that's,
us.
but also
or
it's like, I have no desire to use his tools, but obviously you've had the desire to use them in the past and misplace them, is what I'm getting
Yeah,
at. You know
I
what
get
I mean?
that.
So you did at some point have a desire to use them.
Yeah, but at the same time, he is taking accountability that he did do it.
I mean, yeah.
So you gotta give him props.
But also, to me, I don't know. Like, you can always improve on yourself. You need to ground yourself and be like, no, I need to put
Right.
this back right after I'm done using it so that I know that I put it back. You know what
Right.
I mean? I'm really on the fence of that because it is part of your house, and I don't think that they have enough respect for him in the slightest bit. I think they need to learn how to accept him also. Like, if she loves him, they should too.
Yeah.
And they should treat him with respect, especially when it's in his house.
Yeah.
But that is also part her house, so she does kind of have the right to, it sucks that she didn't bring it up, though. Like, I would have brought that up.
Yeah.
I would have asked him, like, hey, is it cool if my dad, keeps
Leaves
this here?
Yeah, because,
something.
I mean,
Yeah.
like you said,
Right.
it's both of their houses.
I don't like the unknown. Like,
Yeah.
I would like the idea ran by me instead of finding it and being like, what's this?
Right, like,
and
what the hell is that?
And
In my
getting
house.
really shady about it because I'd be like, well, why is there a lock on
Right,
it?
that's
Whereas
when you get really defensive.
yeah, whereas
get
somebody,
that
if they
part.
just came straight to me and was like, hey, my dad's keeping this here. He
Yeah.
has a lock on it because you have misplaced some in the past, and he just wants to make sure that they're all
Right.
there for when he works.
Because
on the
they're
house.
expensive and
And
he
if you're
doesn't want
upset
them
about
lost.
that, then that's when it turns and that's a
Right,
you
then that's an
problem.
issue,
Yeah.
bitch, not me.
Literally,
So
though.
that's just kind of, I'm really on the fence about that one. So no, you're not the asshole for wanting to know, because I would want to know also. But
On the same,
you could be working on
yeah.
yourself too,
Right.
to take and have enough consideration to put things back.
Yeah.
And but always stick up for yourself. Don't let them fucking walk all over you.
Yeah.
So what was your guys' opinions on that then?
I mean,
Like, how were you on the fence also, or do you think that his
I don't
parents were just
think-
completely the assholes?
I don't think he's like. I wouldn't consider that to be like him being an asshole.
No, that's just
I
having
just
a boundary.
think, yeah, a boundary, and like you said,
Yeah.
it shouldn't.
Yeah, like that.
I feel like if he's came to you and said this to you, now if he didn't say it to him to his face and said it to his wife, and his wife said it to him, he's the asshole.
Yeah,
The father-in-law is the asshole.
yeah,
Because why are you not coming to me with an issue that you have with me?
Right, because they don't view him as a person.
Right. It seems that way.
That's where they are the asshole, but that then again is a generational thing.
but I also, I just have to also see it from the point of view, like, from my parents too, because they just like, and your dad also thinks it's the same way about you. I guarantee it. Is nobody could ever be good enough for us, and nobody deserves us. And I'm just assuming that she
Yeah.
was probably either their only daughter or their only child, and that was their like saving grace, and was like, oh my gosh, like nobody, and they honestly probably behind their eyes are like, not to be mean, but probably think that she should,
be with somebody better.
yeah, you know what I mean?
with
Not that I
somebody
don't
better,
know
yeah.
who this guy is, but I don't know, they probably had like an expectation themselves, and
Yeah.
then they were upset when they didn't get their way, but they also need to realize that it's not their fucking life.
No, not at
Yeah.
all.
And they're not the one who is fucking you at the end of the night.
No,
No,
literally.
though. All right.
I'm excited about this one. I want to hear
So,
the backstory.
am I the asshole for calling my parents evil? I, 33 male, had a very big fight with my parents over the way they speak to and about my wife, Rain, 32 female.
Stand up. Period.
I thought you were telling me to stand up.
No.
I
Stand
was
up
like,
for your wife.
no. The end result of the fight is I asked them how they could be so evil and told them they should reflect on how heartless they are acting, but that would require them to have a heart. Of course, that is a very strong stance, and calling someone evil is extreme, but they have infuriated me, and I don't look at them the same anymore, but I want
Okay.
to know if I went too far.
Okay.
So, background.
I love it.
Rain and I met in college. We started out as friends who fell in love.
Wait, her
over
name's
time.
Rain?
Mm-hmm. Rine.
I love that.
I don't.
Yeah, I know you don't. I was gonna say Kenzie
I'll
doesn't.
tell you that story another time.
Well, my daughter's going to be named Rain, so sorry. Rainlin.
Spelled R-I-R-A.
Reignlynn.
Oh, that's fine.
Apostrophe. Rainlin.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, that's cute.
Yep.
That's,
I like
that's
that.
perfectly
Lynn's
fine.
my mom's middle name.
Oh, Michelle.
I was high as shit in the shower when I thought about that. Anyway, sorry.
So, Rain and I met in college, and we started out as friends who fell in love over time, 2 years. We got married a year after Rain graduated, and we knew we wanted to start a family, so we agreed to try before we were 30. We were successful, and Rain got pregnant with our daughter, Miley. When we didn't have a happy outcome. When Rain was 8 months pregnant with Miley, her father and brother were involved in a car crash. Rain's brother lived for 8 days after, and her father for 9, and on the 10th day, our beautiful Miley was stillborn. Okay.
That is a crazy turn of events.
Okay, hold on.
Holy shit.
Okay.
And that's 8 months into. That's a full bone. That's
Okay,
a
an actual
baby.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh my god. And that sucks. I'm sorry. Just because stillborn, you still have to give birth.
Yeah.
And it just sucks because you already know the outcome. Like, I just couldn't imagine going through that. I literally have chills right now. Because it's like, I couldn't imagine we're putting all that work.
All 8 months growing a baby that you felt in your body.
Literally.
And then
Like, just for
having
it
to give.
literally just not even.
Not be alive when it's born.
And it just sucks. Like, I couldn't imagine giving birth knowing that I'm giving birth to a deceased baby.
Yeah,
like, I'm
no,
not going
that
to be able
would
to bring her
really
home.
hard. That would be
Yeah.
really hard.
Oh, that sucks.
I struggled to hold it together, but Rain's losses were just unbearable. That time of year is always difficult for Rain. 3 losses in 3 days, and she found it hard to come back from that. Those losses are still felt very strongly. Fast forward a few years, and Rain is expecting our son. The somewhat difficult part is he is due around the same time. Somewhat bittersweet because Miley should be excited about a baby brother. My father-in-law and brother-in-law should be excited about another baby joining the family, but they're not here. This is where my family comes in. My mom told Rain that she can now focus on happiness around that time of the year instead of sadness. I told Mom she was being insensitive, and my mom said Rain needs to decide this will only be a happy time so our son isn't burdened by the losses. Rain told my mom she'd still be happy about our son, but there'll always be a sadness about our losses. My dad's response to that was that Rain should keep that to herself and act like it was any other time of the year. My mom agreed with him and said all the honors to dead should be kept in private. Rain said that's not how grief works and it's not how love works. I told them it wasn't their decision how we honor or remember those we lost, and I warned them to be very careful.
Yeah, like, I hope somebody in your fucking family dies and then you just have to forget about them.
Right, all right.
Just forget about it. Wipe it out of your brain. They never did.
Get over
No,
it.
literally.
Like, what?
Like my mom died. Oh my god, what? It's
Yeah,
not-
no, she didn't.
No, she didn't.
Nope.
You're fine. Fuck
she
off.
didn't. You know what?
You're
and we
fine.
don't want to hear about it. Like,
Literally
what
stop
the
crying
fuck
about
do you
it.
mean?
Like,
she literally lost her baby, her dad, and her brother
All in 3
in
days.
3 days.
The same time. Like,
just a few years prior.
That's so insensitive.
And it's like,
how does
That's, like,
somebody say that
pretty-
to somebody?
you know what I mean? Like,
That's almost
it
like
sucks
inhumane.
that if one person passes away, let alone 3,
Literally.
Are
Like,
you
what the
kidding?
fuck is happening?
like that
Alright.
week. Oh,
So my parents decided to go for the worst thing they could say, and they told Rain she will be a terrible mother to our son, and he deserves better. That he deserves to be more important than loss and grief. I asked Rain to wait for me in the car, and when the fight with my parents took place. They argued that Rain was being selfish and acting like she was the only person who ever lost anyone. They wanted me to take mine and Rain's son away from her. And I still see red when I think about it. Calling them evil hit a nerve, and I was told by my parents and some of my siblings that I took it too far. Well, I'm not sure there's any coming back from this.
I'm sorry, but the siblings need to shut the fuck up if they weren't there.
Respectfully, but fucking disrespectfully as fuck.
No, disrespectfully. It was not even respectfully. Fuck off. Yeah, the siblings can shut the fuck up real quick.
Seriously, because
No.
it's not your kid, not your
No.
wife, not your family,
That's just
not
crazy.
your business.
No, if she's she's related to you by marriage. You have no fucking place to speak on that. And not to mention, it's like, I wonder, they probably have never lost somebody significantly close to them.
Not
You
like
know what I
that,
mean?
and especially literally not your stillborn baby, your brother, and your fucking
Right,
dad.
and ironically, she's born around the same exact time. Like, no, that's just, you're allowed to grieve. What the fuck?
Yeah. And, like, I would get if they would say, like, you should be happy during this time because they sent you this baby. something like that. You know what I
Not
mean?
even
Like,
that,
I
though.
just think
not
that's
even
so
the you should be.
backhanded, you know?
It's not
it's
your
not you should
fucking
be, but like,
emotions.
not you should be, but
like I would be like, I couldn't imagine, going through such a tough time, but at the same time bringing in one of the happiest things that you could, like that.
Yeah.
It has to be bittersweet, and not in the sense of like, because if somebody said even something like that to me, I'd be like,
What?
yeah, that's
would
not
be
what I
like-
meant though. I meant
yeah,
like
I know what you mean, but it was just like things like
a
that seem
suggestion
very-
instead of like you should
backhanded.
feel this way. Be like,
yeah,
maybe just think of your baby as
like a gift,
a
from
gift
them.
from them,
Yeah,
and
instead
it might
of,
help you get through the grief,
Right,
not
so-
push the
Right.
grief away.
To kind of help them see the bright side of it a little bit.
Exactly,
To put
not
that
so
in their
much
mind
of you
instead of-
need to
Instead of being a fucking cunt bag.
yeah, that's just cunt.
That's
right
an
there.
asshole
fuck.
move.
That's fucking cunt.
Yeah.
Like, that is so incredibly fucked up. You have no place to tell anybody how they feel or how to handle their feelings.
No.
That is not your fucking job
No.
whatsoever.
Literally,
And-
everybody handles things so differently.
I really hope that wife doesn't, like, question herself in the sense of, like, oh,
No.
well, maybe I should, put it on the back burner and just focus more because I
No.
have a
I don't
child.
think-
Like, I hope she does
I
not.
think she probably got pissed,
Oh,
and that's
I
probably
would
why
hope
she was
so.
like, "Go to the
So
car."
No, that
Just
is evil.
go.
That is evil.
Mhm.
That is fucking wrong. Like, you are not the asshole, and that was not
Calling
way too
somebody
far.
evil is better than like really
Being like, I hate you.
Right.
Like,
I don't know. It was crazy. That's crazy.
that is like way
I
overstepping.
feel like all I would have been like is you try losing your brother and your dad and your baby in a span of 3 days and then see how you feel.
And you didn't even know him,
That ass.
but the husband, like your son, does. Like he had some sort of like attachment to it too. It's just like, no, you can't tell somebody else how
it's
to
just
feel.
disrespectful as fuck. At
It's
that
so
point.
wrong.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not.
that's just
It's
gross.
not. That's not a.
That's gross.
That's not cool.
Yeah.
Especially somebody you're supposed to view as family.
Right.
Legit.
Like-
Like what the fuck?
Maisie agrees.
And then
Maisie sure
we
does.
want to take your son. What is she doing to be a bad mother though? Is my question.
She hasn't even had the fucking kid.
She hasn't even been a
How do
mother
you
yet,
know?
really.
So
Like she is, but she's not. She hasn't gone through it.
No,
you know.
technically.
How? No, because you're gonna take that somewhere and they're gonna look at you straight in the face and be like, "Are you dumb? There's nothing going on
Just
here."
Shut your fucking
Right.
mouth.
That is the mom. She has all rights to that children, and even
Yeah.
if she fucked up and doesn't, it immediately goes to the dad because his name's on the birth certificate, not fucking yours. So you could fight it all day long, but you have no evidence.
and that's
No.
crazy.
You have nothing.
And I wouldn't want my child to be raised by some dumb fucks.
And if you fucking even went to somebody being like, well, she is still so sad about her dad, brother, and stillborn baby that she had 3 years ago.
she needs to
And
get
she's
over
not
it.
happy about having her son.
If they said that,
And they would look at you and be like, bitch, you are so fucking dumb.
I
Get
think
out of my office.
I think at that point that would fucking click for them, or it should if they said it out loud.
Well, they obviously need to say it out loud again. Right. But yeah, no. Your parents are evil. You're not the asshole.
No, I'm not at all.
You are very valid. And honestly, props to you for sticking up for your fucking wife.
Seriously,
Because most times, like, they're like, oh, well, they're too pussy. Most men are. They're like, well, that's my parents. I can't say anything. No.
I'm the first to call out a parent.
Literally,
The fuck?
grow
Like-
like fucking and stick up for your wife.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's your parents or not, babe. Family, if they're toxic, that fucking toxic is toxic, whether it's blood or not.
Mm-hmm.
Kick it out. Bye.
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 What
That's a pretty good
about?
one.
Let's do. Do you agree that, or do you think that when you're like in a relationship or like you're in a marriage,
Okay.
that your wife should be above your mother, your father?
Yes.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yes.
Because I'm not gonna marry you if you don't. Like that almost says that you don't want to like spend the rest of your life
Right.
worshiping our relationship
Right.
together.
The fact I'm like, listen, like there's certain things like when we live together, because you want to get married and I would love to, like I adore you. But when there's certain situations, I don't want you to constantly be running back and forth to mommy and daddy. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, if I'm your person, I should be the first person you come to.
Yeah.
And not your parents. Once that's like, we're adults now. This is not, of course, your parents are always going to be there to help you. Absolutely. For situations that I don't know, you don't know, and that's okay. But my thing is, running back on it, don't be dependent on mommy and daddy. You can't. Like, once you're an adult, you should be put out as an adult.
Yeah, like
you
you're
need
an
to
adult.
start being an adult. Like, when my kids turn 18, I'm gonna do exactly what my parents did. You're paying your own bills. I'm not paying your car insurance.
Right.
Like, people's parents that pay their child's car, like, that is like, I wish my mom didn't ask
I
me
had
every
that for a
fucking
minute.
month.
I had that for a minute, and then COVID hit, and Dad made me pay my share. And then once I got my
literally
Toyota, I
wish.
paid my. Well, I had Mom pay it, but then I pay my own now.
You know, there's just certain things I'm like, no, you don't have to run, like, to do laundry, to cook some food, to pay a bill, to learn things like that. I know all of that. You don't have to run to mommy and daddy because they're not going to be there for the rest of your life. And it's like they're getting to the point they want to venture off. They're done letting you rest at their nest.
Or
It's time for
raising
to
you.
fucking fly.
Yeah.
Like,
Literally,
That's
failure
the
to
thing.
fucking launch. It's
they
embarrassing.
literally, parents, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to prepare them to get ready for the real world and then let them go. And that's totally, it's hard, but you need a personal life too. You haven't had one in fucking 18, 19 years. You know what I mean? So it's just like, no, you can't. I would rather you put the wife first because that
Yeah.
should be the first person you go
Plus,
to.
That
She's going to give birth to the kid, the people that
Right.
are going to be closest
That's
to you.
just the way I look at it. Like, once you guys are married, that's your immediate family.
Yeah.
Right there. That is your
Yeah.
immediate family. That is considered, you know, like, and I thought about this and I got really emotional, like, when are getting married. And it's like, you know, because he's always like, well, you're not losing a brother, you're gaining a sister. But at the same time, it's just not the case, though. It's still, you know, I'm no longer.
She's going to
your-
be more important to
I'm
you
no
than I
longer
am.
your immediate family.
Yeah.
She is. And that's totally
And
okay.
your kids will be.
But
And,
I am allowed to grieve that.
I mean, technically you are though, because like our uncle died and we were immediate family.
True, but like to
like,
me, like
immediate.
you're immediate, like who you live
with.
yeah, and who you spend all your time with, and who you bend over backwards for. Like that's just you're no longer like. I guess I just don't consider like there has to be another word for your family instead of like grandma,
Immediate,
grandpa,
yeah.
aunt, uncle instead of you know what I mean. Like that's your family, but to me, immediate is like who's here right now.
Who you live with.
So, and to me, you should always put that person first. That's the
Or, like,
first
your
person
mom
you
and
should
dad
go
and
to.
siblings,
Yeah,
basically.
for sure. This is so mean. You look like a mommy's little bitch when you constantly run back to your mommy and daddy. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
You look like a sucker.
It looks like you can't be independent. It looks like
Yeah.
you can't do
You
something
look
for
immature,
yourself.
You look desperate. And you need to learn how to become an adult.
Mhm.
And obviously, and I don't mean this in an offensive way, they didn't prepare you enough.
No.
No.
They didn't. Like I think we were all raised to a point that when we turned 18, we were well prepared and ready to go.
Yeah.
Like, and I am totally like I'm cool with that, and I'm totally fine with that. I guess what sucks is the fact that our generation can be so immature that I sit back and I'm just like,
What the fuck?
I almost hate my mom because of how she raised me for being so mature. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, I feel like I'm so advanced and
I
I'm so much
know.
older.
Exactly.
Like that.
Yeah. And like
It's
even
hard
my
to be around
age,
people that are like that.
like people that are still living at home.
It's so
A lot of my
weird.
friends do still live at home.
But in this economy, I can't blame you.
Yeah, especially since they have children.
Right.
And they need the help. So
Right.
at the same time, it's like I get it.
I
And
get
the
it.
economy is absolutely insane. And
But at the same time, I don't know. I guess I always had my life plan set up a certain way, I guess. Like, I've always wanted
Yeah.
to get my career established before I ever brought children into the picture. Because if
Yeah.
I'm not making money and I have to go live with my mom and dad, I'm not having that baby.
No.
Because
Yeah.
I can't afford it.
No, in
Yeah.
my opinion,
You know what I mean? Like, you're not setting it up for failure if it works, but at the same time, you're really setting yourself back
yeah.
in a way. Like, of course. a
Instead of
child's a
setting your
blessing.
child forward.
Right. Whereas,
Yeah.
you
I get
know,
that,
you
yeah.
can supply them with anything that they would need. Where it's like, oh, I'm going to need some help, you know?
Mhm.
Like, everybody deserves help. That's literally why you should have a good baby daddy.
And that's
Who
why
helps
you
you?
should have
All the
good
dumb
parents
bitches who
too.
having
Support.
babies with fucking shitty baby daddies. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're not even married.
Like, I don't want to live with my mom while I have a baby in the slightest fucking bit. But my mom always tells me she's willing to watch my baby anytime, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I like that support. But if you give that to yourself to always fall back on,
You're never
how are
going to
you
be able to
gonna go
grow.
forward?
You're not,
Exactly.
yeah.
You're just not.
You're not.
You're not.
You always have that.
Ever.
Like, I don't understand why these people keep having babies when
They
like,
literally can't
you
afford it.
can't even afford to
Fucking live.
move into your own house.
Right.
Or
Don't
your own
stop.
apartment.
Like, fucking
Wrap
stop.
it. Fucking get the shot. Get a fucking IUD.
Literally.
There's so many ways to
Like, if
prevent
you
this.
can't afford a house, if you can't afford a car, if you can't any of that, you probably should not be bringing a child into this world.
No.
Like, if you can't afford it, then you're gonna bring a child in, go on maternity leave for 6 months and be fucking broke. Where are you gonna have any
Maternity
money?
leave at what? Dunkin' Donuts?
Right, like, I just, no, I definitely, that's just me personally. I just always, that's just how my dad raised me.
And like, no offense to any of like my friends or anything
no,
at
I
all.
love
Like,
all
I
of them.
completely
All
understand.
of them are great people. Their stories have
Yeah.
nothing to do with this.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
No.
That
and
is a
no,
completely
nothing at
different
all.
thing.
I just want to preface
But
that
there is
if
one
anybody's.
Like,
that I don't
watching
give
and
a fuck
offended.
about
Please don't
anymore.
be offended.
That is fucking stupid.
Huh?
In my opinion.
I don't know what you're talking about?
Fucking,
What'd you just say? I didn't hear you.
it's fucking, we're gonna cut this out.
You can't. Beggars can't be truthers. Children cost money.
Right.
After you have a child, you are not going to be rich.
No.
Like, I hate when people are like, oh,
There's
I'm
no
just going
way.
to have a child and then I'm just going to get the tax return. What are you going to do until you get that tax return, though? You're going to have no money. And you don't get that much back anyway. So what are you going to do
Right.
with $2,000?
Nothing.
Keep having more babies.
Right.
Right.
Like, no.
And that's why people do have different baby
And
daddies.
that's why these kids end up with no teeth.
And no baby and no dads.
Literally. Like, they went and got the milk and never came back. And that's sad. That's just my thing. I guess I don't ever want to get into a relationship or have a child with somebody I don't picture myself with being for the rest of my life. Like, I've always been very persistent on that. I don't want to have a ton of different, because I don't want to be caught up in the mess of it. It's just because I've seen so many people go through it, and I don't want to date a shitty ass fucking man. And it's literally 2024. Grow up.
Literally.
Mhm.
like
Just
I
say
agree.
no.
literally. I get the slightest feeling that you're a fucking dick or an asshole, or I don't genuinely want to have a child with you. I'm not gonna bring that child into this world.
Nope.
There's no way. I'm
That's
just
my
not
argument is once it gets to that point where it is like, you know what I mean?
an actual baby. Then I see the argument.
Right.
You're like a viable baby.
Right.
Yes.
Like it actually has
Like,
a face
could
and
be
Like
everything.
7 months old.
Right.
Or 7 months.
7 weeks.
7 months.
7 months. I would say because if I don't know.
No, like 4.
I'm thinking,
actual,
like
legal limit is not 7 months.
Like, because I went to this museum one time and I seen like the babies at what stage they were
Yeah.
at or whatever, and you could see like the thing that was like this fucking big, and it's literally a pile of fucking nothing. Like you're
Yeah.
You
just
couldn't
quick
even-
little suction cup up the fucking cooter and you're done. And then it got to like 4 weeks and then 5 and then 6 and then it like I started seeing the face and there's hands and there's feet. Not like toes or fingers or anything, but like
They look like a little tadpole.
yeah, they look like what could possibly be a human.
right.
So at that point, I could see the argument. When it's a ball of cells,
Shut your fucking mouth. It's not
that's
your
like
choice.
literally a fucking period blood
Basically.
clot.
No, literally. It would come out like that.
Literally. Bye. Literally, don't talk to
Fucking
me.
blood clot, dude.
Don't talk to me. You're gonna go to hell, okay? And
Already
Literally,
gonna be. Already gonna
all
be
I
there.
have to do is ask him to forgive my sins once I get to that point, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
And
Him.
that's all
quote,
that matters.
unquote.
Him.
Sky Daddy.
Sky Daddy.
Sky Daddy.
I love that. You need to stick up for your wife always till you die, to the end of the day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's just how that goes. Always.
And if you don't
I
want to,
agree.
then you shouldn't be with her.
Literally.
So those are the motherfuckers that cheat on their wives.
Oh, it's so crazy to me, especially ones that are like pregnant or like.
You shouldn't move.
It was-
Paranormal experiences. Have you had any?
At work, we have a ghost. And yesterday,
That's it?
kind of.
Okay.
And yesterday, was it yesterday? Did I work yesterday? Yeah, I worked yesterday. So yesterday I was doing laundry and our laundry machine like makes noises and stuff and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like putting the towels in the washer and like folding them and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I just heard like a bunch of like movement in like, because
I
we have
hate that.
like the washing machine, they're stacked.
Mhm.
And then there's like another, it opens and it's like the boiler or whatever. And it's not like split.
Yeah.
It's like a whole room with just 2 different doors.
Okay.
So I was just back there and I just had a feeling. I was like, hi, Larry.
That's
Hello.
his name.
And then, yeah.
Okay.
And then immediately, like, all the fucking washing machine noises started to happen. I was like, hi, how are you, Larry? And then I started talking shit. I think it upset Larry. And then I was training, like, I was doing my training videos in the back. That's most of the time where he is, like, the most active. It'll just sound like somebody's back there working and there's nobody there.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. And so when I was training, I didn't know. And then Kara, literally the day of, came in the back room and told me about it. And I was like,
I think
That
we
makes
have one at
sense.
our salon too, because I'll be cleaning on Sundays like by myself, and it will sound like, which I don't really know if that's true, like just that, or if somebody else is there because there's other offices in there. But like anytime I go check, there's no cars, there's nothing, and I'm just like, what the hell? Like I genuinely get scared because I think somebody's coming in,
right,
and I'm like, well, shit, like who's nobody? The salon's closed on Sundays. Who's coming in?
right.
Which sometimes we do have people that come in and do like
Yeah.
family and stuff. So I always get scared. But then like when nothing actually happens, I'm just like, what the hell? Like, and then you'll hear like the hand dryers go off in the bathrooms and nobody's in there. Like that's weird.
That is weird.
one really
I don't like that.
gets me going. I'm like, oh fuck
Do
that.
not like that.
Yeah.
Which I don't really care though. I like paranormal stuff, so it doesn't feel negative, so
Yeah.
I'm fine. But
Yeah.
once it does. So do you have anything?
No. I do not. Right, well.
All right, so we're
See
All right,
gonna
haters.
fuck out with stuff
See you,
before
love
the
y'all.
ends.
Okay, bye, bitch.
Bye.